Daniel Kariuki, KTN News.
The opposition has announced that it will hold more demonstrations against the President William Ruto-led government next week. The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party has also clarified that the protests will be held only on Wednesday and not for 3 consecutive days as witnessed this week. KTN's political affairs reporter David Mudoka with the latest on the anti-government demonstrations of, among other issues, the high cost of living.
Against the backdrop of this week's 3-day nationwide demonstrations against the current regime, the opposition has announced more demonstrations next week. The protests will be held only on Wednesday and not for 3 successive days, as witnessed this week.
We remain determined to right the wrongs being inflicted on our people, including state-induced high cost of living. Our peaceful countrywide demonstrations will continue next Wednesday. We are serving notice to all the OCSs across the country for the Wednesday peaceful demonstrations.
The latest announcement comes at a time when police officers are on the spot for using excessive force while countering protesters on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday in various parts of the country. According to Azimio leaders, hundreds of their supporters and leaders whose only mistake was to take to the streets were brutally attacked and arrested, with Nairobi's Kamukunji and Mathare areas as well as Kisumu, Migori and Homa Bay counties being the hardest hit.
How do you tear gas 53 children and make them develop highly cases of asthma and other complications? These are basic rights, and you cannot negotiate on people's basic rights.
The leaders vow to press on, dismissing any likelihood of returning to the negotiation table with the government.
What sense does it make to meet with people who are already committing acts of genocide? I was foreign minister in 1994 when genocide happened in our sister state of Rwanda. We pray to God that this does not happen to our country.
Sisi tunataka tutoe uongozi ambao unaaminika. Sisi tukae tukijua ya kwamba you riot, usi riot, Kenya hii itajengwa na sisi wenyewe.
This despite reports that Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka met envoys from the United States, the United Kingdom and Denmark behind closed doors at his current home on Friday in a meeting allegedly aimed at brokering a truce between the government and the opposition. The Wiper leader admitted that the meeting took place but remained tight-lipped over whether the envoys were at his home as go-betweens.
We agreed we will not at this stage address the media. Of course, they're all very concerned. Not just them as ambassadors, but the international community.
With the opposition sticking to its guns, focus now shifts to next Wednesday to find out whether Azimio principals, including ODM party leader Raila Odinga, will participate after missing in action last week. The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party has insisted that the window for engagement with the Kenya Kwanza administration remains shut and has called on its supporters to return to the streets on Wednesday next week to demonstrate against the President William Ruto administration. David Mudoka, KTN.
President William Ruto has dismissed his allies' call to use force against his political